we are good to go. I would request MC team to take over.
Thank you so much, Sameer sir. So here I am Sonia, your host for the session. And this session is a panel discussion on the topic entrepreneurship during and post-COVID. So this session is going to be such an inspiring session as we have some of the youngest entrepreneurs with us who will be sharing their life experiences and much more. First off, we have Mr. Junaid Jushiddi, who will also be the moderator for this session. He is probably one of the youngest speakers we have on board. He is the founder of Ideateiskill, started a platform to cultivate fresh ideas by helping people explore various fields, inspire passion, spread joy, and amplify positivity. Educating people about soft and hard skills, blogger by passion, and a student. He is not ashamed of his failures and rather grabs opportunities as they come. He has been interested in youth leadership and entrepreneurship. He highly believes that a person's recognition needs to be done by his or her interest and passion rather than grade, salary, or anything else. Welcome, Junaid.
Welcome. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Sonia, for nice introduction. It was really nice to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Mohammed Zeeshan, who is the CEO and co-founder of MyCaptain. He is a social entrepreneur, GSEP scholar, and a 4-time TEDx speaker. His vision has always been to impact education and bring the societal mindset shift in how careers and skilling is looked at in India and other developing nations. Zeeshan has a keen interest in policy education and impact. In 2017-18, UNESCO invited him to Bangkok to help design their education policy for girls in STEM fields. Under UCLA, Berkeley startup with purpose program, Zeeshan was also invited to Amman, Jordan to facilitate entrepreneurship development amongst young students there and has delivered guest lectures at esteemed colleges like IIM Bangalore, Symbiosis Pune, amongst others. Zeeshan currently leads a team of 250 plus at MyCaptain, having mentored more than 1 lakh students across India and has been awarded by the United Nations SDSN as amongst the top 50 youth-led solutions in the world, working on quality education, decent work, and economic growth. Zeeshan is also inducted into ISEC's International Alumni Hall of Fame and works closely with education non-profits on sustainability and impact measurement. Welcome, Zeeshan.
Hey, hi guys. Really excited to have a quick session with all of you. The panel is extremely great. I'll be really happy to interact with all of you guys over here and add whatever I've learned over the last 7 years of being in this ecosystem. So really looking forward to this panel discussion. Yeah.
Thanks. Next on the list, we have Mr. Meraj Faheem. Meraj is a serial entrepreneur and innovation fellow with Govt of Telangana, a hardcore entrepreneur with expertise in building tech products that sell. He is passionate about 2 things, education and technology. Meraj is the founder and CEO of the Hacking School, India's first coding bootcamp that has been changing the way technology education is delivered, and Trillion Ventures, fund focused on student entrepreneurs, also a former co-founder of Money Messenger. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Really fun to be part of this exciting panel. Thank you for all the attendees for hearing us, and feel free to connect with me even after the session, if you may.
Next up on board, we have Mr. Rutveez Rout, an electronics engineer from SRM University. Rutveez stayed true to his engineering roots by picking up a fellowship in IISc Bangalore. But with his quest to create something of his own, he then decided to make an impact in the edutech sector and joined MyCaptain, connecting people to their passion through workshops. His meteoric rise from an operations executive to operations manager in the space of 1 year is greatly shows his talents and knack for operations. Rutveez has a keen interest in technology, weapon tech, and is an avid watcher movies and cinema. Rutveez is currently the co-founder and COO at Showman, which is a virtual theater which wants to revolutionize the movie watching experience by making it more accessible, economical, and flexible to the user's needs, and give the movie makers a better way to reach their audience. Welcome, Rutveez.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you for having me here. It's really great for me to interact with all of you, and really looking for a great time to interact with all the panelists. And let's have a fun time, and feel free to connect with me after the session. Always here to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. So also, we are really excited to have Mr. Harish Agarwal on the panel with us. Harish Agarwal is the fountainhead and CEO of ShoutMeLoud, an award-winning blog that aims at helping people be their own boss. He started his journey in 2008 and since then has helped countless individuals to become their own boss by following their passion. In 2016, he started CoinSutra.com to help people learn about blockchain technologies, and now it empowers more than 500,000 users every month. He helps people to grow and build their brand. He has represented Indian blogging community in international forums, including USA, Slovenia, Italy, Pakistan, and many more. He has been involved in the blogging space for more than a decade now. He is also the author of some of the bestsellers. His vision is of making blogging a full-time profession in the country. He is extremely passionate about his work and radiates positivity. Welcome.
Thank you, Sonia, and hello everyone, wherever you are from. Looking forward to add a lot of value in this session. I believe the panel is consist of some amazing people. Nice to meet you, all of you, and let's add some value today.
Thank you so much. I request Junaid to take over from here.
Thank you, Sonia, for kind and lovely introduction of every speakers, every panelist over here. It was really nice having you and all the people, all the speakers who are over here. It's really a great. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
That's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, we can start with some kind introduction. I just wanted to know about your personal experience to all the panelists who are over here. So I just wanted to know how was your personal experience during your COVID? Starting with Mr. Meraj Faheem, how was your experience?
I can definitely not say good. It's COVID after all. So yeah, I guess these have been some super challenging times for everyone, no matter which segment or which sector of society you belong, which segment of life you are in, what age you are in. So definitely, challenging and tough times, but also I think these are also those times, especially if you're an entrepreneur, wherein you could find, you try and find and hold on to, that last bit of positivity that you can gather. And especially if you're a single founder like me, I have been single founder all my life and I enjoy it. I love it. But I guess these are those times for which I guess Y Combinator says you have to have a co-founder, right? So wherein, you need a punching bag or something. Otherwise you end up punching your team. So definitely it's, it was challenging, but also a lot of opportunities, a lot of, I guess, problems to solve. Best time for anybody who was considering to start up, best time for anybody who was considering entrepreneurship. All the time we try and find problem statements and, build solutions for it and then go on from there. I guess you could have not found problems as many as you could find now in time. So this was probably, one of the best times for anybody who was considering entrepreneurship to get started.
Right. So, as I just wanted to know more things about entrepreneurship in coming questions. So, coming back once again, I just wanted to know the same questions from Harish Agarwal. How was his experience?
Right. So, the thing is, I've been working from home for like 12 years. But this COVID situation was worse than I ever imagined. And especially when I have a team of three people, and they are like one of the most smartest people I know of. But I have seen a significant drop in their productivity initially, and then we had to tweak a lot of things in the company where we had to add some of the town hall meeting where people can combine with each other. And this is a takeaway for all the people who are, I believe like a lot of you are working from home and have a team. So definitely have a time with the team where you can talk about everything else but work. And such addition has helped all of us to grow. And eventually, like after the initial bump on the road, we kind of like everyone kind of connected on the right with the right spirit, and now everyone productivity is super high. So I believe like this is a time of change, and this would bring out the best or worse in everyone. As a leader, if you are somebody who's leading a team, who's leading a company, I think this is a time to go a little unconventional and do things which also uplift the people's spirit in your company. So that's over to you, Junaid.
Right. So, also, I just wanted to know about how you adapted the things. What are the new things you have learned during this COVID?
Right. So one is that understanding that how people would react under the stress is something which we never paid attention to. Especially the mental health is something which has come every now and then from our team. That like, hey Harsh, I'm having burnout. What do I do? And those are the challenges. We were doing something since we had a remote team, but we were not ready for at that scale. So those are the things we kind of like took help of the medical professionals. We brought like people in our team so that they can guide and coach the entire team on how to maintain the mental well-being in this situation of COVID. And bringing such kind of professional help was super helpful and something I highly recommend.
Right, that's really nice, and it was really great talking to you. So the same questions once again to Mr. Rutveez Roopam. So yeah.
Hey Junaid, hi guys. Good morning to everyone. Junaid, Rutveez is just fine. You don't need to say Rutveez Roopam. It's completely fine. To begin with, personal experience. So yeah, first pandemic, so pretty haywire here and there. But yes, as Meraj also said, that it's a great time for entrepreneurs to start something, because you finally have the time that you always wanted to think on ideas, to think on problems, to figure out what to do. So that is one thing there. But if you already have started, please expect some kind of delay in everything, because the usual speed that was there before COVID, during COVID, it's 10x slower, because again, people are affected with a lot of stress, a lot of mental health as affected with people. But yeah, interacting with your team. And I mean, good thing is that it's good to have co-founders at this point of time, because it really keeps your mental health as personal very balanced. So that's the one thing that I personally experienced a lot. It's good to have people you can discuss and figure out problems together, because there's a good time. But yeah, main experience I would learn to say that is go easy on yourself. It's okay to not be as productive as you were before, and it's completely fine. And apart from that, take your time, learn this process. And yeah, there are a lot of things to learn. So as a personal experience in entrepreneurship, things will go slow, but yeah, it's a difficult time. Grip on it and move on ahead. Thank you.
Right. So coming back once again, Mr. Zeeshan, so can you just answer the same question?
I think COVID has had, severe impact on various industries. While there have been positive impacts on industries like content and OTT and education, edtech, as well as, fintech, we have seen a massive decline in traditional businesses. SMEs are shut down. Anything which requires physical work, anything that requires contact of people, etc., etc., have seen a decline. So, like I said, it's a what I said, I'll say it's like a sine wave. There are certain aspects of it which are very positive. There are certain aspects of it which are very negative. But overall, for us at MyCaptain, considering we are into the education technology business, we have seen a massive increase in uptake. So, for example, we have done 100% increase in number of students we are training every single month since the time COVID and lockdown started. So for edtech, it has been great, but yeah, I can't say that for other industries. As a person who's wanting to start something right now, again depends on what industry you're looking into. If you're looking into the content space, you're looking into fintech, you're looking into edtech and couple of other spaces, it's a great time to start. But if you're looking at anything which is more physical, tangible, in-hand product and services which require physical contact, I think you would want to hold it on and wait till the COVID situation becomes a little more stable.
Right. As I heard about your about your company, MyCaptain, it's grown a lot than before COVID, and it's really nice to see, nice to hear about it. Also, one more thing I just wanted to know from Mr. Meraj, that so can you just tell us about the brief? What were the industries? What were the companies who built up during this COVID?
Okay, I think, and I heard this from someone. I don't remember the name of the guy who said this, but what he said was really beautiful thing. It's not industry dependent or it's not sector dependent. Technically, I would very respectfully disagree with Zeeshan. But what the guy said was, if your business was doing good before COVID, then it only got accelerated during COVID. And if your business was doing bad during COVID, then it accelerated doing bad. So whatever you were doing, whatever the state of your business was before COVID, that just got accelerated, right? So it was technically wanting to happen, and COVID gave that much needed push in the right direction if you were headed in the right direction, and wrong direction if you were headed in the wrong direction. Because education is one of the most traditional, and I guess one of those huge pillars of the whole financial industry, I would say, right? These guys never shut down, no matter what, come what may, and you had to go to school, right? And from the last 3 months, 4 months, kids have not seen school, and kids are loving it, but the school managements are not. Because they can't collect fees, it's not happening online, it's total mess. And to be very honest, it's one such model that cannot just be taken online. It cannot be placed from this table to that table. And I really think education has to be redefined, especially the school level education that we have been following, and not just in India. It's a global thing that I'm talking about. So it has to be redefined. It has to be thought through again right from the scratch. I guess all the leaders just have to go to the whiteboard and sit down and think, if something like this happens in the future, God forbid, but if something like this happens in the future, how exactly are they going to do and take care of this situation, right? They can't just take Xeroxes, or, they can't just, convert their textbooks into PDF and start sharing on WhatsApp and ask kids to, go through that. It has to change, Education was designed and was native to classroom, as we know. And if you want to make it native to online, then it has to be redesigned. It has to be, thought through. And that is, again, a huge opportunity. It's a billion-dollar opportunity, not just $1 billion opportunity. I guess it's more than, at least a 50 or $100 billion opportunity, considering there are schools everywhere. There are, educational institutions everywhere. People have been learning so many things, not just in school, training institutions, academies, and stuff like that. So I guess all of that has to be rebuilt, and that's again a huge opportunity. And the second one is the healthcare thing, right? Although one of the most again busiest forms of business places, wherein you would see a lot of people wanting to go to pharmacies, wanting to go to clinics, wanting to go to hospitals and care centers and stuff like that. And one of the most important, I think, physical contact points, touch points. But again, we technically do not have anything. You cannot just ask your doctor to consult on, Zoom and tell what's wrong with you, right? It's very much the doctor has to feel your pulse. And these days, with all due respect to all the doctors, they have been doing fab job, but it is important for them. And I always say this, the blade has to touch the iron to touch the metal, to cut it. And I just don't think, the blade touches the metal online, right? So the heat is still not reaching. So yeah, that's what I think. You're muted.
Junaid, you are on mute. Hey, Junaid, buddy, you're on mute.
Junaid sir, can you please unmute yourself, please? Yes, no, it's fine.
I'm really sorry. I didn't saw that. Okay, fine. So I was just asking, is there any option? Is there any other fields like digital content creator, starting your vlog channel or anything? It's kind of new thing. People are very much interested in it. What are your opinions on this?
I guess there are too many right now. I wouldn't, suggest anybody to, get started with that at this point in time. I'm very much in a believer of, if everyone's buying, then you should be selling, and if everybody's selling, then you should be, the buying one. Right now, I see literally, I guess. I've been a part of the startup ecosystem for at least 12 years now. I started as a student entrepreneur and never looked back since then. I think there are 15 new OTT platforms that my friends themselves started. And while I promised to each one of them that I would, definitely subscribe and watch, I did not. To be very honest, I cannot, right? And the most, obvious names that come to my mind when I'm wanting to watch something is, again, Netflix, for whatever reasons, right? So I guess this is not the time for you to run behind where all the huge groups of people are, or where everybody is running. Look in the opposite direction, I would say.
All right.
I think Rutveez
can
come in on this.
Yeah, so that's a good point, actually. Running by Rutveez doesn't make sense right now. It's more about content exclusivity rather than how many platforms you can watch it. And that's exactly what we're doing at Showman. We have always tend to believe that movies are a transactional based, where you would want to pay once to watch a movie and not pay personal experience, saying you would have like a 4 to 5 OTT platforms with you. But if you have movie in A and movie in B, it's choosing between better product. And if the movie is available not in any of them, you would be reluctant to buy a subscription just to watch that one movie. Very painful. That's exactly what Showman does with virtual theater concept. Is you buy a ticket for the movie that you want to watch, and then you're done with it. You don't have to pay a subscription. You don't have to commit to anything, and just watch the movie that you want to watch and go. That's it. Because we already have so many OTT libraries which serve as a library for good movies and good content. TV shows, on the other hand, are a great example for watching OTTs, yes. But movies, I mean, personally, if you can reback, I'm sure in the entire year, you would have watched like probably 15, 20 movies on repeat on those platforms again and again, and not watched a lot of new movies. And that's where the movie watching difference is here. On the other side, TV, yes. TV shows are a non-discussable thing, because that's exactly what I meant by content exclusivity beats everything. So yeah, I agree to your point that running behind making OTT platform doesn't make sense. You have to figure out what are the pain points that OTTs are missing out and try to solve that. And that's exactly what we're doing at Showman.
Fine. Yeah. So is there any other comments over this question?
Sure. I would like to take this opportunity. So this is something which I've seen in the past few months. A lot of interest from the user have come when it comes to start a blog, start a podcast, or start a YouTube channel. And these people are the people who are working in MNCs from past few years, and they are worried about their job, their future, because the recession is about to hit, or it's probably already hitting. And it's no joke that some of the very smart people would be out of the job, and they are looking for an alternate career option. And blogging and podcasting or YouTubing is something which people are taking it very seriously, because they have come across as something that an individual can do of their own. And the sheer number of requests that has increased in past 2-3 months is tremendous, and something that is speaking volume that people are really considering blogging as a new age career option. So
yeah. So as you tell about this thing, I just wanted to know more about things like how things change from physical to virtual. So I just want Mr. Rutveez to answer it, like whether it might be online learning, entertainment, or blogging, things like digital content creation.
Hmm. Okay. So watch basic example of giving you an experience turning from an, let's assume, watch physical to virtual. Our schools currently in education industries, as you can see, because everything is shut down. Everybody, all these teachers and faculties who are very reluctant, or schools who are reluctant of introducing online education, are now running behind it exactly because that's the way to go right now, and they are hellbound with the situation. Something similar with content creation. Content creation are now trying to move into more of a secluded platform where they make low budget content in a not fancy locations, not amazing play, but more on script and more on story, so that people are tend to watch it right now, because nobody currently can or even want to go to a theater. So exactly moving that content to watching and accessibility on your TV, on your smartphones, on your mobile, everywhere, wherever theater doesn't exist, wherever these medium channels don't exist, are similar thing. For blogging, it could be similar to, as cooking is something pretty picked it up recently. Gaming is something picking up recently. A lot of users, a lot of viewers who used to game a lot are moving to virtual gaming streaming platforms to just watch people game because of the industry increasing. One of the prime examples, as much as I don't want to say, is TikTok. Though it has been a lot of controversy, but they have had a tremendous amount of increase in their user base just because of the people having the amount of time that they would spend on a social media platform, even on Instagram, even on Facebook. So all these experience that you used to do before, like going out with your friends, playing board games, game nights at Saturdays, or drinking parties at Sundays, all these are moving to virtual on Zoom and things that here, because people don't want to miss out the experience. They do want to have the experience, and they don't want to miss out their friends. They do that because of things, but with technology, that accessibility is still there with them. And that's the entire difference between physical to virtual shift. I think I answered your question.
Right. So also it's common to see that people are learning more into skills like whether it might be cooking, artists, or writing center. They can improve. It's a good time to learn new skill and develop their skills.
People are finally understanding, I think, the necessity of these skills which were ignored before. Like nobody thought cooking was important. Now that because of the quarantine, didn't have access to domain, and a lot of people lost their jobs. They understood how easy and how financially secure it is to cook your own food meal. And I think that is why they are trying to learn the skills this was ignored before and be like not given importance, like cooking, painting, learning new instruments and all that factor, because it's good for your health, good for your mental health and physical both, which was ignored because of the money factor and always running behind your jobs and everything else. That is, I think, something has changed massively here.
Right. So also I just wanted to ask one thing. So if there is people watching over here, that what are the skills they need to improve in this lockdown, as it's like quarantine, like people are staying at home there as there is no schools or office going to. What are the things they need to do being at home?
So I guess I'll come on this question and give you a little more understanding of how the entire space has evolved in the online education and skilling, right? So what we've seen is, because schools moved online, all the children had to, start using their laptops, start using their smartphones, and start attending classes in the morning, and start attending school online, right, on Zoom. Now, what this did was the entire family saw the children learning online. So parents, especially mom and dad, so the father and the mother, they started looking at, okay, mera bacha, my child is learning online, and he is able to learn all the subjects on Zoom. So why can't I, who always had an interest in, let's say, learning cooking, or learning to trade via stocks, or learning to doing things which they always were passionate about, be it photography, writing, or any of the hobbies that they had left while they were young, they started giving that a chance. So what we saw at MyCaptain, especially over the last 3 months, was a lot of influx from the age group of 30 to 55. Right. So there were housewives, there were, parents who were coming in and learning how to trade, how to invest in stocks. There were people who were learning how to do mobile photography, how to improve their writing skills, how to improve their speaking skills, presentation skills, etc., etc. And how this exactly happened was because the child was, learning in front of them on Zoom. So that gave them the confidence that even they could do the same thing. So the entire ecosystem changed around that. So schools moving online made parents believe that they can also start learning. And what initially was very difficult for them to, perceive कि online learning हो सकता है क्या? Is online learning even possible? That completely flipped and changed. Now, when it comes to what kind of skills you should be learning in this lockdown, I've always been a believer of, following your passion, discovering what you're really interested in, identifying what are the things that you want to pursue, and then get skilled in that. Instead of saying ki, nahin, you should be learning writing, blogging, YouTubing, or podcasting or digital marketing and this and that, I won't say that. I will say that, okay, if you've always wanted to become and always wanted, always aspired to become a chef, or aspired to become an entrepreneur, or aspired to become a stand-up comedian or a music producer, whatever it is, a filmmaker, a photographer, whatever it is that you always wanted to become, this is a very nice time that you have to do this, because you have that extra amount of time at home. I'm not saying that you need to. I've seen LinkedIn full of certificates and everybody posting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, etc., etc. What I'm saying is, in case you have the time and in case you are mentally well and you want to, please go ahead and utilize this time to learn what is it that you actually wanted to, what is it that you actually love, and there'll be no better time than this to do that.
Adding to John's comment here, I actually agree with you. Learning, yes. A lot of people also have started teaching, and they have, because they have the time right now. Especially one of my personal example, I will give my mom. My mom has been a freelancer in interior decorator for like around 20 years right now, and she's finally got the time to sit at home. So she started opening her own class itself and just teaching people, whoever wanted to learn for free. And I was pretty surprised there seeing that.
Yeah, even my mom's doing the same thing. I think more than young folks, it's that generation which has suddenly jumped onto this and trying to make the use of the opportunity here.
Right. So, is there any opinions from Meraj or Harsh?
Yeah, and I completely agree with Zeeshan. I run a coding bootcamp, and the easiest thing for me to say would be, hey, go and learn coding, look for India's first coding bootcamp and just go and apply there. But no, that's not what I'm going to say, right? You definitely have to follow your passion. You have to pursue your passion, and it's not going to be easy. But I would, kind of try to, drill it down and make it a little more specific. If you are actually looking for something, if you're confused and you really do not know what to do, maybe you've been confused for a long time. I'm a biotech engineer by degree. I wanted to be a doctor, but then I had to pick up, engineering, and I eventually ended up doing something completely different, right? So if you're someone like me and you're absolutely, confused and have no clue, then one of the most easiest thing or nicest directions that you could follow is try and pick up something that would make you a creator. Okay, it could be designing, it could be pottery, it could be video making, it could be filmmaking, it could be coding, it could be tailoring, or anything that would give you the power of creation, anything that would make you a creator. I guess, once you become a creator of something, once you, start doing it, and when you get better at it, your ability to do it for yourself would be the highest. And in case you end up not doing it for you, you can easily find a job who would, who would love to work with you, and you would easily, find an industry for it, right? So in case you do not or cannot end up working for yourself, you can end up working for someone else, and vice versa, right? So pick up something that would make you a creator, right? Power of creation is the most supreme power of all. So once you become a creator, no looking back.
Lovely, lovely. I definitely recon with a lot of thoughts here, but I definitely want to add one thing, that following your passion is not always the best advice and should always be given as a disclaimer, because a lot of people actually just follow their passion like, okay, this is something which I'm gonna do, but what if it is not profitable? What if they're following their passion, but their peers or the group they are working in is it's not a very healthy environment. So this 2 point actually is something that people should consider. What is the third thing? What if my passion changes after a while? What somebody would do in that case? So considering all these factors, just following the passion alone is not the best advice, especially when we are advising to young people who actually is going to build a career up at the top of it. So looking at other factor like profitability, like longevity of the career choice they are making is something that should definitely be considered when we are following their passion. So again, following your passion is a good advice, but should always be given with a disclaimer. Otherwise, it may do a little harm for some of the people.
I think Harsh, you already said was right, and I think that's exactly what MyCaptain does. They connect you to captains and people who actually work in the industry, and then in the 30 days you can figure out, do you actually want to pursue this and make something out of it? So I think that's where Zeeshan and MyCaptain come in the picture perfectly.
Lovely, lovely.
Great. Also, I just wanted to share my perspective. So everybody, the panelists over here are majority of engineers. So I just wanted to know, how did you follow your passion? Because it's really great to see that majority of engineers or anyone who have been pressurized about their academics, and they do follow their passion because they do things parallelly. So I just wanted to know, how do you balance all the things? How things or ideas comes to your mind?
Sure. I'll just pitch in on that because that's a journey which is very similar to what I underwent, right? I started a company at the age of 19 because I wanted to become an astronomer. My friend wanted to become an economist. My other friend wanted to become a writer. But all three of us were stuck in engineering and studying fluid dynamics, a subject that we are not interested in. And definitely engineering is not something that we wanted to pursue. And it stuck to us that this particular problem, the fact that we wanted to pursue alternate careers and not traditional ones was faced by each and every person in our generation. Whoever wanted to pursue an alternate career didn't have the means to do that, didn't have enough information, didn't have people who they could talk to, or skills that would get them started in that career. And that is the reason why, even if they absolutely knew that I want to become a musician, I want to become a stand-up comedian, or I want to become a blogger, I want to become a filmmaker, writer, photographer, whatever, they were not really able to go and take it forward and do it. So what we decided was, okay, it doesn't have to be like this, right? Even if I'm doing engineering, that doesn't mean if I look around in my college, right? There are 20,000 people in my college. I come from SRM University. There are bloody 20,000 people in my college. And all of them, I won't say all of them, but a lot of them are not, just restricted in terms of learning inside their classroom. They made use of the university so well that they were building Mars rovers. They were building race cars. They were building social enterprises and this and that. They were doing absolutely brilliant work in and around. And I realized that, yaar, ye to engineer hai, but ye startup kaise kar raha hai? ये बंदा तो engineer है. How is he this good at dramatics and theater and filmmaking? How is she so great at designing? And I realized that you're not defined by the degree that you take. You're defined by what you make of college. And college is not restricted to only your classroom. College is everything around it. Your campus, your clubs, your organizations, your city, your alumni, everything defines your university and defines your college. So if while you are in your engineering days, or when you're in your whatever days, be it BCom or anything that you're doing, the one advice I'll give you is think beyond academics and explore yourself. Academics is important, but what's even more important is to truly explore as many opportunities that come in the campus, because when you're exploring, you'll truly find out what is it that you're passionate about. Even if you're a computer science engineering student, there are thousands of things in computer science. Whether do you want to build an app, do you want to get into IoT, do you want to get into robotics, do you want to get into machine learning? If you're a student of communication, there'll be things like, do you want to become an RJ, do you want to become a VJ, do you want to get into journalism, do you want to do communication design, whatever, right? So explore yourselves during your college, and you will eventually figure out what is it that interests you. Once you figure out what is it that you're interested in, go all out and start learning that. For me, in second year of college, I realized that social entrepreneurship is a concept that blew my mind. Okay, think about it. You are creating an enterprise which has a direct impact on the lives of people. And that is something that I got super excited about. And post my second year, each and everything that I did, or each and every organization I joined, each and every club that I decided to join within the campus, were all aligned towards entrepreneurship or were aligned towards social, what do you call it, social impact, right? And in those 3 to 4 years, I learned skills. I worked for Inactis, I worked for ISEC, I worked for a couple of other organizations, started my own organization, and etc., etc. And I was able to figure out and learn the skills that I needed to when to finally take the plunge and go full time in entrepreneurship. So by the time of graduating of college, really sorry for taking so long on this answer. By the time we moved into the graduation space, we already had enough money in the bank that we could take the plunge and actually recruit 2 or 3 people full time with us and go full time with our venture, and not be dependent on our parents' money or anything like that. So plan your college life like that. You have 4 years, you have 3 years, you can fail numerous times, you can experiment numerous times. What will happen? The stakes are very low when you're in college compared to when you're 27, 28, 35, 40, 45. So go out there, experiment, explore yourself, find out what is it that you truly love doing. See if it's feasible, if it's economical, like you said, and make an informed decision. Understand that when you say you're passionate about something, you're not passionate enough till the time you're willing to take a risk on that. There will be things which will be, it will be doubtful, it will be difficult, etc., etc. But if you're not willing to take that risk, you really can't call it a passion. And it is true that, your passions may keep changing over time. And hence, it's a very great advice that you should be very careful when you're making that decision. But understand that you can't really call something a passion till the time you're not willing to take a risk on that and willing to take a leap on that. So yeah, that's a little bit of an advice to any person who's trying to make the best use of your college life. Explore yourself, try different things out.
So it's very important to explore things, and we have to see. And when we are pressurized, even I have experienced the thing. I have started my startup before a month of my board exam, and it was really nice and great to see that I was spending my free time and start doing some great initiative, talking with great people, talking about my initiative. Even I guess I had a talk with you during small chat with you about the initiative which I started. And it's also, I do believe that the passion is a person's recognition is need to be done by the passion, rather than we see in our Indian society, it's recognition are done by your grades, your salary, or anything. But that's not true. We need to see what are your interests and what are your passion, what you are passionate about.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So is there any comments from other panelists?
I 100% agree with, what Zeeshan said, and there's not a better way to put, across it. However, I would like to add one last bit to it, right? I guess, do not underestimate, the time that you get in college. This is that time that you would never ever again get in your lives. This is the best time for experimentation, guys. This is the best time in your lives where you can explore, experiment, try things out, fail, fall, and, rise back again and try something else. This is the best time where you can, leverage on your college community, try things out on them. Best place for you to, get support from, let's say, your mentors, your favorite teachers, your management, and, best place for you guys to launch things and, watch them fail. There's no shame in, letting your things fail, right? If anything at all, of course, they are learning, but it will make you mature. You will be smarter the second time. You will be even more smarter the third time. But trust me on this one, when I say this, you are not going to get, a time like this ever again in your lives. The moment you are out of your college, I know, when we are in college, we hate our college. We hate going there. We don't like spending time there, attendance and whatnot. But trust me, once you're out of college, the pressure multiplies 10 times, right? You will be asked all the time, what exactly are you doing with your lives? more than your parents, your neighbors and your relatives become, extremely eager about your careers, your, opportunity, your career choices, what exactly are you doing and what not. So, this is the best time you can, use to experiment, best time you can use to explore. And by the time you graduate your college, you will, probably know what exactly, do you want to pursue in your lives? What exactly is that, one thing that you want to pick up and continue working on it? And again, like Zeeshan said, passion is not something that you would not take a risk on, right? Passion is something that you would want to do even if you're not getting paid at the moment, right? You cannot survive without a pay for a really long time. So I would not suggest you, go on that. Maybe, all the motivational speakers, in their high pitched voices tell you, don't care about money and this and that, but definitely you have to pay the bills. You can't, tell that to your electricity board, or you can't tell that to your mobile carrier that, hey, buddy, just bear with me. I am, following my passion. So hold on to that bill. You can't say that. So you have to focus on that. While you have to focus on that, while you can focus on that, the best time you can, try things out is in college. Experiment on things, explore, all the options that you can. Our minds are, beautiful places. You come up with, ideas, you come up with things, go talk to people, explore things, and, just pick up something and start doing it. Don't depend on your college degrees. I don't want to sound controversial. I don't want to sound or, make an issue, but degrees mean nothing. Feel free to disagree with me, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
starting off with Meraj here. Yes, college is a great opportunity and everything else. That's absolutely true. I believe college is the one place where you would find. I mean, don't take my word for it, but you could use the number of people that you have in a college as research subjects, because you will get a lot of data and you can run them for free. Never in your life you will get so many people accessible at one go, where you can actually use them and understand what kind of mindset would a next generation of people have, and how would your idea that you want to solve would be impactful. Second, we all humans in general are very cribby in nature. We like to whine about a lot of things, and engineering students do that a lot in general. Only advantage over there is you would find like-minded people to crib with and also help you find a solution. So you would have a lot of people to think and discuss the opportunity with, and that's the beauty of college. And that's the beauty of having so many people here in one go, in one group, in one campus. Use that to build a good connection. Very, very important. Connection is something that will last you more than anything in your life. Those connections which could help you out in later future are something you need to build them absolutely right now in college. Talk to them, build connections. That's very important.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Miraj said like fail and succeed. Amazing, beautiful line. And also we all have a beautiful mind. Again, beautiful line. And as Rutveez added, make connection, because this connection somebody are going to be your co-partner, somebody who are going to help you in your journey. At the same time, I would like to add one very important thing, especially the era that we are living in. It's called entrepreneurship era. Like, back in the days, it's only after you're 25 is when you can actually do something about your career. But now, even if you are 15, 16, 18, 20, does not matter. You can start building your career right now. And when I say talking about building career, that means when you're graduating from college, by then you'll have a sustainable business. And always remember this, like in your college, like the way you have been pressured for attaining good marks, once you are out of the college, you will be pressured for a lot of things like getting married probably, or being successful, or making some money. Eventually, what really matters is for parents, or even for the society, is that how much money you are making, how happy you are, and how successful you are. In my opinion, the happy metrics is the biggest metric that you should pay attention to. And you should understand that what kind of person you are. Do you want autonomy, or do you want more control? Or do you want more power, or do you want more freedom? So run some of this parameter to decide what kind of career you want to be in. But before that, before you graduate, make sure that you have some kind of side hustle, some kind of money making opportunity or money making business, which is filling your bank account, so that you can make better decision in your life. You are not dependent on a lot of other factors which will come in once you start growing in your line.
eventually, I guess, the everything boils down to have a regret-less life, right? Do not regret not doing anything. So try doing things, and for you to regret not doing anything, do everything while you're in college, and just make it happen. Don't worry about anything else.
Right. Yeah. Right. So this is very important. And when we start up something during studying or during your college days, it's just like an adventure and great experience, which I do face. And it's something like we are doing something great rather than being something jobless or doing nothing. Because after college, we don't do anything. We are just getting pressurized, and we be lazy or anything, because it's kind of fatigue we have in our body. So we need to follow our passion, which can help us to grow. We can see we are living a quality and productive life. Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to know more things about entrepreneurship, and we just have few minutes. So I just want, if anyone can answer about future of entrepreneurship, how things are going to change post COVID.
All right, so I'll dive in because I've been in touch with a few investors. I've been in touch with a lot of CEOs of top-notch corporations and startups. So what we have seen is while the previous era of entrepreneurship focused a lot more on customer acquisition and focused a lot more on having more number of users, the next era of entrepreneurship, especially because of COVID, is more focused towards sustainability. Whether your models are more profitable, whether you are able to sustain without funding. Can you delay the funding round and be very conservative on your spends? Spend less on customer acquisition, spend less on brand awareness, etc., and build profitable and unit economics wise more profitable ventures. So that is what I've seen over the last 5-6 months when I've been talking to people in the industry. Funds are dried up. There are not much funds available in the market to be, so that your startup gets funded so easy, unless and until you are in education, technology, fintech, or healthcare. Only these 3-4 industries are getting massively funded. Secondly, people who are already funded in the ecosystem, they have tremendously reduced their advertisement and marketing spends, and they have started focusing on building more sustainable and profitable models. So that's something that will emerge as we move ahead in the ecosystem. Secondly, again, like I said, edtech is going to become the next fintech. Right, it will be for a long time, at least for a good 1.5 years, 2 years from now. It will remain as amongst the hottest sectors to invest in and to be in. In terms of work from home, co-working spaces, they're in a terrible situation at the moment. Co-working spaces, anything which was more physical is not catching up. In terms of the policies of work from home, I think it's going to be very normal. I think so for example, we are a 250 people team at the moment, right? And our office can only accommodate 200 people. So when at this time I should have, and I would have been required to invest and get a new office. But I didn't. Why? Because everybody is working from home and the model is working very fine. So probably our decisions of buying new offices, getting more people to work from the office, all of that is going to be going away. Startups are going to be conserving cash. Big corporations are going to be conserving a lot of cash by not investing in offices and focusing on work from home. And an aspect of digital nomad. I don't know if how many of you guys know about this, but I think, one speaker over here has been working from home for 12 years now, right? So the aspect of, being a digital nomad is going to be even more in focus, where I'll see a lot of, coders, developers, designers, creators travel the world and work instead of sitting at home or sitting in offices. So that's what I see a lot of change in, the office space. I'll see there'll be a lot of change in the startup funding ecosystem. And, it'll be a lot of change in how startups are going to be spending money in the near future and post the COVID era.
One more industry which I think probably going to boom in this time after post-COVID is going to be travel industry, because they have been shut for a long time and travel experience industry is going to have a boom solely because people are sitting at home and are kind of annoyed. So I would like to see how would that boom take place. That would be
I think when it comes to the travel industry, the experiences are going to go more local, and they're not going to be very much international. So it'll be around, that small, a small village that you might want to explore near your city, that small farmhouse, which is amazingly built, that you would want to go and check out on Airbnb. So local experiences are going to be much more of a focus, which will be in and around the city, not even in the country. We are talking about in and around the city. Those kind of experiences going to take a massive increase compared to international travel and domestic travel.
I would like to just stress on one point that Zeeshan said on the investor front and the funding front, that definitely the funding industry will see quite a bit of traction once COVID starts settling down. But as students, or as somebody who's picking up entrepreneurship, I would very humbly request you not to focus on funding. It's like focusing on degree when you're joining college. Do not think about funding. Do not think about building a company to attract investors. Do not do that. Please do not do that. I'm saying this in big, bold, the biggest font size letters, right? Do not focus on funding. Do not focus on building a company to attract investors, or do not focus on building a product that would lure investors in. Do not do that, right? Investors only follow companies that have happy users. So focus on making your users happy. Focus on making your customers happy. Happy customers attract everybody, not just investors. Happy customers attract more customers, and happy customers attract investors. Happy customers attract partners. They attract your future employees, your future partners, and everyone. The companies who build on the foundation, or the companies that are built on the fundamentals of attracting investors, or making your investor pitch decks look cool, they die without seeing the light of the day, right? So we have to please take that thing off your heads. Do not even talk about funding. Do not even think of investors when you're starting up. Focus on building a product as frugal as you can. Focus on building a solution with as less money as you can. And to be very honest, if you're building a tech company, you do not need a lot of money to build it. You do not need money to build it, right? I'm someone who has built 4 companies. I sold my last company 6 months ago, March 15th, and March 22 was when the lockdown was announced. So I got the money in the bank, and all of this happened, right? And when I am saying this, please trust me on this. All my companies were started with literally, or very close to zero funding, except a co-working space that I started with a lot of money, and it's shut right now. So yeah, that's how it is, right? Do not think of funding. Do not think of investors when you're starting up. Focus on the right metrics. Focus on building a great experience. Focus on finding a problem statement that has a large enough market. It's very easy to become a billionaire, okay? And I say this in all the workshops and sessions that I get invited to at colleges especially. It's super easy to become a billionaire. Find a problem that is bugging a billion people and charge $1 each, and you are a billionaire, right? Now, what's the catch? Finding that problem that's hurting a billion people, right? And that's going to take your energy, and finding that problem is not going to cost you money, all right? When you find a problem statement that big, when you find the problem statement that big, it will come with a sense of purpose. And that sense of purpose will attract your core team. That sense of purpose will attract your first 1, 2, 3 employees, your first 1, 2, 3 co-workers, your first 1, 2, 3 partners. And that's exactly how you get started. You do not get started by getting an idea, starting to find investors, getting money in your bank, and starting to build something that really nobody cares about, and spending a lot of money on advertising and marketing, and eventually shutting the whole thing down. That's not how startups work, all right? But technically, with all the jazz you read in the media, with all the hype around funding and the celebrations around funding, you feel that that's your next and the most important step, which is not, okay? Media makes it look like, because it's run by VCs, it's propelled by VCs, again with healthy disrespect, I'm saying this. There's nothing wrong. VCs definitely come, are super critical. They come they are important, but at the right stage. You do not need them. In fact, to be very honest, VCs do not even care about you in early stage, or without traction, they don't even care about you, right? And VCs play a super important role at, let's say, Series A, B, C, and you have to become worthy of it, right? So do not worry about investments at this stage.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with each and everything that Meraj said, right from the fact that understand that when you're a student entrepreneur, the chances of you getting funded is very, 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 very low, right? And the one advice that I had gotten from my advisor initially was build a very sustainable company and start charging from day one. You should be profitable and you should be able to make money from day one if you're, a student entrepreneur, because it'll take you time to go out there and raise an investment. And I 100% agree to Meraj. Even we have been still bootstrapped. So despite all the traction and revenues, we never went out there and raised a fund because our model was sustainable and profitable from day one. Absolutely love the insights by Meraj. Thank you so much for saying that out aloud.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much to all the panelists who are here, because it's the end of the time and it's end of the discussion. And I hope we are going to have a discussion once again on my platform, Ideateiskill. Hope you are going to join us. And the audience who wanted to listen to them, they are surely welcome to our platform. They can listen to a lot of live chats twice a week. And it's really great. And it's kind of online conversation and fun learning. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Junaid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to thank all the panelists out here. It was such a great start to our morning and such an energetic and inspiring session. Also, I would like to put a point forward out here, just that Junaid is truly inspiring, as he's still in his high school and he's just 18 years old. So, I found some difference of opinions here and there, but then the thing in common was that you all are following your passions and you have created your own paths, and you're just truly inspiring for all of us. Thank you so much. And also here, I would like to present to you our e-certificates. Please accept them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
It was fun and insightful. And thank you, Harish, Rutveez, Zeeshan, Junaid, Monica, and everybody else for such lovely discussions. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Junaid, here's your e-certificate. Please accept that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Harish Agarwal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we have Rutveez, Roopam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Meraj Faheem
Thank you so much.
and Mohammed Zeeshan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Such a fun session it was.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. On that note, I would like to call upon Mr. Thameez here to take on from here.
Yes, thank you, Sonia. Thank you for.
Join the mission, build India to serve. Join the mission, build India to serve the world. Join the mission and build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.